pretending to be a beauty guru today. That's a whole crisis for another day. Sanderson, I appreciate you. Listen to a lot of Taylor Swift. Oh god. Hello. So today I look like this. My friend Tati actually did the small booktuber tag a couple of weeks ago and she tagged me. So here we are. I thought I'd do it, introduce myself a little bit, talk for a while, but I haven't done my makeup yet and I was like, kill two birds with one stone, just do them both in the same video. I was like, it's fine, I can pretend to be a beauty guru or something, I guess, I don't know, but that's what we're gonna do because I kind of hate just sitting down and talking sometimes, so if I have something to do I'll feel a little bit better, so that's what I'm gonna do. Also, just to point out, clearly I'm not a particularly makeup-y talented person, so like don't judge me, but also I can't wear my glasses when I do my makeup, obviously, but so you're gonna see a lot of this and like squinting at my mirror, which is always a fun time, so have fun with that. So the first question is actually just to introduce myself. So hi, I'm Skylar. And what I'm learning is I can't concentrate on two things at once, so this is going to be kind of a nightmare. I'm probably a shambles, but frankly, that's the best introduction I could ask for, so welcome. Yes, so I'm 22 years old. I live in a town in South Wales in the United Kingdom, if you couldn't tell by the everything about my voice. Yeah, so I've lived here my entire life, except I went to university in the wonderful city of Bath in the UK, obviously in the UK, in England, which was fun and I really miss it a lot because I kind of hate being here. But yeah, so I went to university. I did a degree in biomedical science, which doesn't make me as smart as it sounds. But yeah, I really enjoyed it and it was a great time, I guess. I'm not currently doing anything with it, but that's a whole crisis for another day. What else is there about me? What's interesting about me? Not much. So hobby-wise, obviously I read a lot. Obviously it's a stupid thing to say really. But also I really like to bake fairly often, which I don't know why. I didn't ever bake really as a child, like, you know, when people bake with their parents, that just never really was a thing. But over the last couple of years, I love to bake. It's one of those things that just calms me down. I don't know. But like, what else? I listen to a lot of music. I listen to a lot of Taylor Swift, in case you couldn't tell. I'm also trying to get into podcasts. So if you have any podcast recommendations, please do let me know. What's my favourite colour? My favourite colour is purple. I've always said purple, but like I really like kind of pastel-y colours and just, yeah, which is weird because most of my wardrobe is black. I don't wear colours, but I like colours. I don't really know what else to tell you. Yeah. To be honest, I'm all around pretty boring of a person, but that's the general idea of me, to be honest. Next question is, how long have I been on Booktube? And the answer to that is, I think I joined in May. It was before my birthday, but it was probably midway-ish through May, and yeah, so how many months is that? Oh my god, it doesn't feel like long, but May, June, July, August, that's like 4 months. Honestly, I thought I was gonna like upload one video, chicken out, and then leave, but it seems like I've stuck to it. I might not be the most regular poster, but that's not because I don't want to. I just kind of don't have any ideas. But it's not even that. My problem is I'm a big mood reader, so any kind of TBR I set for myself, I never stick to. So yeah, but I love it. It's a fun time. It's something I've never thought of doing before. I don't know, the idea of, I'm quite an introverted person, so the idea of putting myself on YouTube for people to watch and judge is kind of scary to me, but I'm doing it. I'm trying, even though nobody except my boyfriend in real life actually knows that I'm doing it because I'm terrified. Actually, a couple of people from uni know, but I just kind of don't talk about it because I don't even know, I'm shy, I guess. Also, I've got no idea what I'm doing actually makeup-wise, so I'm just kind of doing whatever. So please don't judge me. Be gentle with me. I also only ever spend about half an hour to 45 minutes, not even 45 minutes, probably only half an hour on my makeup every time I do it, because I have the attention span of a goldfish, and I have not got time to just, I do have time, but I just cannot be bothered to just sit there for like ages, and I get frustrated if I spend too long doing it. So the next question is what types of videos I make, and I mean, I don't know, I don't think, I don't do anything particularly original, but I really enjoy making kind of, not necessarily reading vlogs, but like videos where I can put together a set list of 3 or 4 books and read them in one video and talk about them that way, because I don't know, I like I said, I'm a big mood reader, so it's kind of fun for me sometimes to make a mini TBR and actually stick to it and like have a theme around them, which is fun. But I don't know, I haven't really done that too much because, as I've said, I don't stick to TBRs. But I don't know, I just find those fun. I also just find tag videos like this to be fun because, like I said earlier, I don't necessarily enjoy sitting down, just talking, just me, but I don't know. But if I have set questions to follow, I'm good with that and that's fun. But finding something to talk about on my own is kind of a struggle for me personally, because I'm just not that interesting, you know. And so as I said, I joined Booktube in May, but I've been watching it not as long as most people here have. I only found out the Booktube was a thing back in like January, because I've said this before in other videos, but I used to read a lot when I was a teenager, like between the ages of like, since I was a kid up until I was about 16, I read a lot. And then, oh god, this eye is terrible. But then when I got a little bit older, and when I started doing A-levels, and then when I went to university, I just didn't really have the time. So I was not reading for a solid chunk of my life. And then at the start of this year, well, last year, I bought a Kindle as a present to myself after I finished my last exams. And I've always been one of those people who is like, oh, I don't want to read ebooks because I like a physical book. And I hate myself for it because now I read more ebooks than anything. And yeah, so that was a great gift to myself, if I do say so myself. And then at the start of this year, 1st of January, I said to myself, I'm going to read more books this year. And I made myself read every single day in January, and since then I've read, I think, every day this year, and I'm on my 113th and 14th books. So this year has been a great year for me for like rediscovering reading. What was the point of my tangent there again? I can't remember why I went into that. There was something. In terms of types of videos I make, I find because a lot of my time has just been reading, I read a lot of very popular books, and I don't like. There's not a lot of niche books I've read, but because I've just kind of been catching up on things that I've missed in the last few years and things that I really enjoy, but also rediscovering what I like. So that's been a fun time. So in terms of videos I make, I find I can't really do a lot of recommendation videos or anything because I've only really read the books that I've read this year in the last few years, you know what I mean? So I'm just kind of playing catch up. So a lot of my videos tend to be kind of wrap-ups and talking about books I've read rather than recommendation type videos, but I'm hoping going on after I, read more books and really discover what I like, I can make more recommendation videos, and yeah, that's my hope, that's my goal. Number 4 is, what do I love about BookTube? And that's an easy one, and that's simply the friends I've made. I bring this up in every video, but as you know, I do a monthly live stream with my friends, and we all met back in April, and we all joined a group chat, and we have literally become the best friends in the world. And I don't think I've never been somebody who has had, a big group of girl friends, and now I do. And I know this is going to turn really soppy, and if you're all watching this, like, I'm really sorry, but I just love them so much. Basically, we all got added to this group chat, and we all decided we were going. As a matter of fact, we were all bonded by Cassandra Clare, so like I might not like her books, but she did bring me my gals, so like I guess she doesn't suck entirely. But yeah, we're all so different, and we all come from different places. Like, I'm from the UK, we have Taylor in Canada, we have Tati in Puerto Rico, we have Mika in Uruguay, Sammy and Isenia both live in the US. It's just, we're all over the place, and it's great, and I could not ask for a better group of friends. We all clicked really fast, and like, when particularly I feel online where you start to talk to people, but like it's a little bit awkward, a little bit stunted, and wherever, it kind of makes me nervous. I've never been much of a friend maker, like in terms of introducing myself and like whatever. Like I said, introvert. But we all just clicked really fast, and just immediately, within like a matter of 2 or 3 days, all our like deepest, darkest secrets were out on the table for everyone to know, and we're a very tight-knit group of people. I love them all with my whole heart, and I will protect them at all costs. So the amount of time we have spent on Zoom since we met in April is absurd. There have been several occasions where we've been on Zoom for probably more than 8 hours. We just always have things to talk about, and it's not just books, it's just like general life. They all know everything there is to know about me. They're just the best. I love them all. They else have one eye that they always do eyeshadow or anything wise that just never quite works out. Because I do, and it's this one. This one's always fine, but then this one just never blends right, and it's really frustrating. It makes me very angry, and I just use the wrong colour. Next question is, what types of books do I like? What I've discovered lately is I don't flipping know. Okay, 1 second. I'm trying to pick a glittery eyeshadow. struggle. The struggle is just real. They're pretty, I don't know. As I said, blind without my glasses. I've pretty much just remembered why I don't use this glitter, and that is because it gets all under my eyes. I don't know if you can see. Oh god. Just gets everywhere, and I forgot what types of books do I like. That's a big question. Again, going into this year, last year I only read 5 books, and I think they were all except one on my Kindle, and I read a lot of thrillers because they were 99p. I really enjoyed them. I'd never really read thrillers before, but one of the books I had read in the last few years was Gone Girl, and I really enjoyed it, which I know is basic, but like, so am I. But yeah, so I really enjoy thrillers. I haven't really read a lot of them recently, but that's kind of how I went into this year. And that was the first book I read this year was Escape Room, which is a thriller. I really enjoyed it. And then the second book I read this year was actually Normal People by Sally Rooney, which is my first like contemporary, again I'm bad at genres, contemporary romance kind of book, but like I'd never really read romance and I didn't think it was my thing. I was wrong. I have read so much romance this year, and I've discovered that it is just my thing. I love romance a lot, and it's just the best. I really struggle with books that don't have any kind of romantic, oh god, any kind of romantic element to them, regardless of genre. I just enjoy my plot to have romance in it. I find it makes me more invested, because I'm very much a character person, is what I've learned, and characters really make a story for me, so romance really helps with that. But yeah, romance is definitely also, this looks like a really bad colour for me, but I bought it last year when I was more tanned because I'd been outside. So it's currently the only foundation I have, but I try and use like really little of it and really spread it out. But I promise it's not as different in real life. If it looks really bad in camera, it doesn't look that bad in real life, but yeah, it's definitely not right for me, but it's all I have right now and I spent money on it, so I kind of need to use it. But yeah, so romance is definitely one I really enjoy. And I discovered, one of the first booktube channels I discovered was Chandler Ainsley, we all know, who obviously reads a lot of romance, and she really just sucked me in on the romance front. She's responsible for all of my choices romance wise pretty much at the beginning of the year, and I had never heard of Kindle Unlimited. I did not know it was a thing, and then it took over my life for an entire month of February/March. I fell into a really big hole of just reading all Chandler's recommendations, and the second one I read was Punk 57 by Penelope Douglas, and let me tell you, changed my life entirely, and I'm a Penelope Douglas stan. Punk 57 is one of my favourite books of all time. I just really love romance a lot. I love dark romance and just all of it. Give it all to me. I love it a lot. And then so thrillers I still really enjoy, but I don't read as much as I used to because as I've said before, I have had kind of a bad streak with them of late, and I haven't revisited lately, but I want to kind of soon, hopefully, try and get back into it. And then obviously romance is my favourite of all time. But lately, as we all know, I've become kind of a fantasy gal. Yeah, so When I used to read as a teenager, I was a big YA, itchy nose. I was a big YA fantasy gal. I guess fantasy, or I don't know, like, you know, like the Hunger Games and Divergent and all those things like everyone read. Those. So I've always been a fan of YA as a genre, particularly fantasy, but adult fantasy has been something that I have never looked into. My boyfriend reads it a lot, and he's been trying to get me to read it for a long ass time. He actually gave me Mistborn about 2 years ago on his Kindle, and I read the prologue, and I never moved on because I wasn't reading books at the time, and boy oh boy was I missing out. So lately, now, I've been venturing out of my comfort zone and into adult fantasy, and it is the best thing in the world. I love it so much. I have fallen down a Brandon Sanderson rabbit hole, and I cannot escape. I cannot stop reading his books. I just finished Warbreaker the other day, and perfection. As always, Mr. Sanderson, I appreciate you. And yeah, fantasy is my new thing, and I love it. And I just love reading all these like really popular books I've always been too scared to read, and now I'm finally doing it, and I'm really excited. And I'm kind of proud of myself, as silly as that is, because I always avoid big books, and these books obviously tend to be bigger. But I've gotten really good recently, and I'm reading a lot of big books, and I'm having a great time. I'm literally having the best time with my reading at the moment, and I don't know, I'm just happy with all my reading choices right now. One genre that I don't read, that I can't really see myself ever reading, is horror, because I've never been a horror gal. I jump when the toaster jumps, like, it's not for me. I'm too skittish, I feel. But I have never read a horror book. I don't know, I just don't think the genre is for me. So right now I'm currently at my boyfriend's house, is where I've been staying, and now we're in lockdown again, so I'm staying here, and behind me on like these bookshelves are my boyfriend's mother's books, and she reads a lot of horror. She loves horror. If you ever see anything particularly weird or spooky behind me, that's why. It's not me. These are not my bookshelves. But I just can't really see myself ever reading it. I never really come across any horror books that I've thought, yeah, this sounds interesting, this is for me. It's just never happened. I don't know, maybe one day, maybe during October, why not, spooky month. It's just not for me, I don't think. I'll give most things a go, and I probably will try it out at some point, because like I said, I'm trying to venture out of my comfort zone wherever I can, and one day, if that involves horror, then why not? Do you have any introductory horror recommendations? Like, no, like Stephen King, preferably. Please just let me know. One thing I don't have with me here is a highlighter, so I'm just gonna use an eyeshadow. This one. Not the UK, but I'm pretending to be a beauty guru today, so please just bear with me. I also have this blush, which is really dark. It's this one. It's really dark, and it's the only one I have with me right now, because I was using it as eyeshadow, but it made my eyes really itchy. So, I'm currently using it as blush, and it's really dark, and I just kind of put it on. I look like a clown, and then I just do this and pretend like I look a little bit more respectable. And then, next question, pretty much last question, is my favourite video that I've made, and that has to be my discussion with my boyfriend about Mistborn, because I will tell you why in 1 second. Because, I don't know, that was just a lot of fun for me. we've been together now for like 6 years yesterday, and I don't know, it was just really fun to kind of do something, oh god, to do a video with someone else, because obviously, like I said earlier, like nobody really knows that I do this, and also nobody else I really know reads, but that was just really fun because I've wanted to swap books with him for a long time, and it was just great. It was so much fun, like seeing him read a book that I love and that I know he'd never pick up. It was really fun, and just hearing all his thoughts, and then to read something that I know he really enjoys too, it was just really fun. And that whole video was just almost entirely unedited, and just an hour of us just talking, and it was so good. I really enjoyed it, and I'd love to do it again at some point if I can get him to do it with me. But it was just really fun, even though it was just us talking and kind of minimal effort in that sense. It was my favourite, and I watched it back a couple of times, and I think it's so funny. And I don't know, if you haven't seen it, and if you're okay with either spoilers for Mistborn and Akatar, or you've read them, please check it out. It was a lot of fun. It's a long one, it's like an hour long, but I'm proud of it, and I really like it, and I think it's my best video. But yeah, I enjoy all my videos, I just enjoy making them. But yeah, that's my favourite. Finally, it is to tag other people to do this, but I'm just gonna say, if you see this video and you haven't done this and you are a small booktuber, please do it, because I don't really have specific people to tag who haven't already done it, or so just if you see it and you want to do it, I tag you. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a little bit of a mess probably, but I had a lot of fun. Thank you for watching as always, and I'll see you next time. Bye.